Fat Joe had the Dropra. He was doing the IG Live interviews.
Okay, yeah.
I'm like, yo, I could do that. Because I talk shit anyway. We from the block, I'm from the Bronx, and talking shit was just part of school, was part of being on the corner. The way you talk to fucking thousands of people, I could do that shit, you know what I mean?
Right. Abbie Ayala, native of the Bronx, hustler, host of the ABFive Podcast.
Young parenting is rough. You are figuring this shit out.
Right.
The streets was paying. I had drug dealers on hold. Sorry, but this is the drug dealer days. At the end of the night, 800. Hold that. As a 4, 5, 6-year-old, she's in the back seat. She was cute, and then he'll give me a little extra tip. You know what I mean? Like, yo, homie, you struggling? Like, damn, nigga, you struggling?
Yo, this nigga boy, he's going to work. Yo, get this extra 10. Yo,
yeah, exactly. I was a piece of shit dad. I'm sorry, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was figuring this shit out. I had a gun on me, and the other guys had guns. Oh, wait a minute. I'm supposed to use this thing, right? I was shitting my fucking pants.
How many houses didn't have fathers? Didn't have male figures? It's not the worst case. Maybe mom was working and just didn't have the time. You kind of had to raise yourself, so the streets had an impact.
100%. You are describing my life.
Yeah, describing mine too.
Yeah.
And I think most people fall under that umbrella.
Make it fucking happen, bro.
By any means necessary.
By any means necessary. And I'm here because I fucking made it happen, baby. On the Sean Martin show, bitch.
Welcome to another episode of the Real Mentors Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Sean Martin, and REAL stands for Real Examples Altering Lives. Today, I'm grateful to have in studio, our new remote location, my man, Abbie Ayala, native of the Bronx, hustler, and all-around good dude, to be honest with you. Welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
I'm great, my brother. Thank you for having me.
And let's not forget, host of the ABFive Podcast, live with ABFive.
Yes, sir.
And just absolutely crushing it on the scene, making things happen here in the Bronx and beyond.
By any means necessary.
Yeah, man. That's the way we do it, baby. And, it's funny, we met when I was shooting Lewis's podcast.
Yes, sir.
And we met on the way out as you were coming in to shoot yours. And the vibes was just great. Like, it was all love. I remember he's like, yo, they were tearing you up in the comments for the Jimmy interview. And he was like, nah, I defended you because I know how it goes. You get into the conversation. And I think that comment right there just showed me who he really is. He's somebody who's doing it, not with the know-how of how to do it, but just getting started and figuring the shit out.
Yes, sir.
How did you even dive into the podcast space? What motivated you? How'd you get to that point where you just said, fuck it, I'm gonna do it?
It was Fat Joe, actually. Fat Joe had the Dropra. He was doing the IG Live interviews.
Okay, yeah.
And, he had sponsors. His daughter was the executive producer. He had, his friends, which are all rappers and actors, and the mayor. That's actually where he came up with the phrase, yesterday's prices.
Yeah.
So after Jadakiss, and Dipset had their verses. So on that show, I'm like, yo, I could do that. Cause I talk shit anyway. You know what I mean? Like we from the block, I'm from the Bronx, and talking shit was just part of school, was part of being on the corner. So I'm talkative anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm not shy. I could talk to the way you talk to fucking thousands of people, I could do that shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I said, yo, I got friends that are entrepreneurs. My first interview was my daughter. She was pregnant, me and my daughter, I had my daughter at 19, 20 years old. We pretty much grew up together. When I had my son, she checked me. She was like, yo, you wasn't a father like that to me. You know what I mean? Because now I'm a 35-year-old dad.
Right.
And she's seen the way I'm with my son, and she got a little emotional, and we had a conversation about it. So I brought that that was my episode 1. What
was your response to that? Because that's heavy.
It was, it was off camera, obviously. But I brought it to episode 1. I said, yo, we got to talk about this. There's a dad and a girl, or dad and a boy, or mom. Because young parenting is rough. If you have a kid at 15, you are figuring this shit out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had my daughter at 20, and I'm the dad, so I'm not in the picture like that. I'm hustling. I'm cabbing, I'm OJing, dipping and dabbing in the streets. When it's my weekend, yo, ma, here you go, I'll be back. So I was a piece of shit dad. You know what I'm saying? And that episode was awesome. To answer your question, I apologize. I faced it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I'm sorry. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was figuring this shit out.
Right.
I had to, get money. I had to, this was 95.
Right.
This was get money era. You know what I mean? Right. I had a brand new 97 Expedition that I had to pay for.
Right.
And the streets was paying. I had drug dealers on hold. I had legit people on hold. You know, hold was $40 an hour.
Right.
A drug dealer would come, you know, sorry, but this is the drug dealer days.
Yeah,
drug dealer would be like, yo, turn off your radio. You with me all day.
Right.
We going to Sue's Rendezvous. We going downtown. We going, at the end of the night, 800. Hold that.
Right.
This is why daddy's not around. You know what I mean?
He's chasing money.
So
that was the priority.
Exactly. So that's how I got into it.
And you told her straight out, just like that was the life you were living.
She was in the car with me sometimes.
As a baby.
As a 4, 5, 6-year-old, she's in the back seat picking up calls with me. You know what I'm saying? Not the drug dealer calls.
Right.
The ones that came on the radio, you know, just regular people. And, you know, she was cute. And then he'll give me a little extra tip. You know what I mean? Like, yo, homie, you struggling. Like, damn, nigga, you struggling.
Yo, this nigga bought his daughter to work. Yo, get this extra 10. Yo,
yeah, exactly. So that's how I got into it. 12 episodes in, I gave up. I quit. You know, I just lost interest because, you know, we get in our own head. And you know,
you get in your own head. What were you saying to yourself?
Nobody's watching. Nobody cares. You know, what the fuck am I doing this for? Like, it's like, I don't know, people that want to start a podcast, let me tell you right now, you're going to spend money I'm spending money to this day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got to pay the engineer. I got to pay the space. Even when I do it myself, which is, you know, sometimes the interview that me and Sean had, I did it myself. Right. But that's my time. You know what I'm saying? I lost sleep. I had to go to work that day. As a matter of fact, I was working that day. My bus was outside. So
I remember.
It's not even about money all the time. It's your own time, which you can't get back.
Which is the most valuable.
Which is the most valuable.
Of all.
Yep.
And one of the things I've learned, and I hope that you have this this issue one day, or this obstacle, or this problem to solve, which is when you make money, your first inclination coming from where we come from is to buy stuff. Buy shit, buy nice cars, buy nice clothes. I like nice things, you know what I mean? Nice watch, nice everything. And then you start to realize it's like, oh, that shit is not gonna make me happy. So all the things that people say, money's the root of all evil, money won't make you happy, won't buy happiness. To some extent it's true, but I always tell people you gotta get that fucking money. And I think you the same thing on the show. So you chasing that money, you're a young dad, you don't know any better, but you decide later on in life. And what is it that you do for a living, just so the audience knows?
Well, back then I was driving.
You were doing the cab thing.
Back then I was doing the cab thing. When me and you spoke for my interview, I was doing a shuttle bus service.
Okay.
For Midtown, you know, taking the people by the Trump Towers and everything.
Yeah.
The walk to the train is a mission. So those management properties,
they got their own
shuttle. So I was doing that, but I left that. Now I'm a doorman because it's a better future. 32BJ.
Yes, sir.
So I said, okay.
Christmas tips be hitting too.
Exactly. So I made that move, and I still got my CDL. That's for life.
Right.
But the move I made as a doorman now gives me a little security at the end.
Right.
Even. If I do the 15-year pension, if I do the 20, whatever, something's coming in,
Right.
Because you got to think about the future, Unfortunately, in my 20s, I was hustling. In my 30s, I was trying to figure it out. So,
How old are you now?
I'm 49.
Damn, I didn't mean to blow you up.
No.
Why you laugh?
Because
we did this dance.
We did this game already. I said 39. He said, what? No, I'm 49. But if you watch our interview, you get the joke.
So the point is, he's 49, and he doesn't do this for a living. He doesn't necessarily have money, but he's following something that he felt called to do, which he almost gave up on, and now he's actually gaining some traction.
Yes, sir.
And you're buzzing in the streets, you're going to events, you're meeting people, you're shaking hands, kissing babies, doing all the things. What's your ultimate goal for the podcast? What are you out to do?
The impact that I'm making is very satisfying. You know what I'm saying? As far as the money, I lost that feeling by episode 25, 30. That went away. I'm at episode 72 right now. Mm-hmm. I lost this is gonna make me rich feeling. That's gone. Now I'm all about impacting. You know what I'm saying? My interview with you, hopefully 2 or 3 or 5 people learn something. Right. You know what I'm saying? The episode I dropped today, I drop every Thursday, by the way, is a legendary, video host, Tuffy. You know what I'm saying? From Video Music Box. A lot of people from the in their 20s and 30s don't know who that is.
Right.
That's gonna give him some love. So I'm trying to impact my audience. The end goal is helping people. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I just started last week. I just started a new segment from my brand, which is gonna be calls from the inside. You know what I'm saying? I have my boy Bobcat. That is now serving 23 years because he had an issue with police.
He had an issue with police.
He had an issue with police. Hey.
That's how we describe criminal activity.
Hey.
Where you from? Where we from?
He had real issues with police.
We just leave it really vague. But
he had real issues with police. Like it's in the paper. Google it. So now I'm giving. That's another side venture that I'm doing because there's people that our family, our friends, strangers, whatever that. They need a voice.
Yeah.
Maybe the papers got their story wrong. Maybe, and now what YouTubers are doing, they'll take Sean's story and do their own shit.
They'll cut it up
however they want. And not saying that's not cool because hell yeah, they want to know about Sean and his fucking private jets and all this bullshit. But
we're not there yet. We're working on it.
Sean didn't authorize that shit.
Right.
They took your pictures from the fucking the horse races and they took all this shit. They just made up their own YouTube story about Sean Martin.
Yeah.
That you did not authorize. Yes, it's giving you clout. So that's what I did with my boy Bobcat because they put out a YouTube on him and he reached out to me like, yo, I didn't do that.
Right.
I want to be on your show. You my brother. You the one that's going to get it right. That's what I'm doing
that's the street
right now.
Or whatever. Somebody came to a conclusion.
So to answer your original question, I'm trying to impact my audience. I'm trying to impact my guests and give them a voice because, so much fake shit out here right now.
Yeah, I think, what I'm hearing is you're still finding your footing and things are morphing. And it's the same thing with my show. It's like, all right, we're going to choose different locations. We're going to see what works. And that's basically trial and error. But that's the importance of getting started.
100%.
So you said 72 episodes. How long you been doing this now?
I was doing the IG for about 8 to 9 months. I quit for like a year.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I just took a year off, and then and they love when I mention them, but I have to as part of the story. The Sourpuff Girls, and I just interviewed Candy as well separately from that interview. They were coming out with their weed brand, and they wanted to promote it. So she hits me up.
That's dope. The Sourpuff Girls.
The Sourpuff Girls, hell yeah.
That's a dope name.
They're gonna love this. They're gonna love it.
That is a
they
dope
can't get
name.
enough of their own name. They love it.
I get it.
Candy, Christina, and Nikki, we love you. Christina actually opened her own salon. I'm going that, and you the first one. This is not probably gonna come out for 8 months because Louis Omar had me waiting for a year for an episode to come out.
We're not that backed up, bro.
Okay,
don't
good.
worry.
So
you
I'm
see his face in a couple weeks.
Exactly.
Maybe even Monday.
Exactly. So Christina opened her own salon. She's one of the Sourpuff Girls. I'm gonna go to her salon and dye my hair blonde and film it and then interview her on how she, because it's not easy to start business.
Are you going phase 2 with the blonde or you just mix it up? Blonde top?
Just the blonde
top.
Salt and
pepper?
Salt and pepper, leave it. And that's going to be content to help her put money in her pocket because I'm paying, what I'm saying? And I'm going to interview her, nothing crazy, little 20. You know how I do, you know what I mean? We just pull up on you. We don't give a fuck about sound, fuck AC. We don't give a fuck. Small fuckers talking about the AC sound and the clarity. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he's fucking with us.
Turn the camera on. Let's get this shit started, goddammit.
Listen, it's just a different level of production, right? And you'll get there one day.
Yes.
But what I love about it is you ain't wait for all that. And that's what I try to tell people.
Well, I got Fran Jess. That's mine. That's mine.
But still, it's not, you know what I'm saying? We couldn't get him there and you were like, fuck it, I'm gonna come shoot guerrilla style.
Yep.
He came with the book bag, he pulled out the one tripod, you hooked up the phone, we had lunch, got up to go to the bathroom. Like, it was just raw.
And we told Maria, watch the camera.
Yeah.
For real. Yo.
That's the good part of the Bronx. They didn't have to watch the camera, bro. But the reality is just how many people, just like that year you took off, get in their head and give every fucking story as to why they can't do something.
It happens to everybody. It happens to rappers. It happens to R&B singers. It happens to actors. Everybody. It happens in your business. You know what I'm saying? This is not going well. Maybe I made a bad investment. It's just, a lot of shit, bro.
So you familiar with the term imposter syndrome?
Yes.
It's making its rounds. It's a popular
phrase, right? Yeah.
Obviously it speaks for itself, but I heard once and I thought it was a better example, which is not really imposter syndrome. It's just you haven't been there yet. So you don't know what that looks like, feels like. And, you know, the real blessing for me is the wide range of education, right? You go up in the projects, go up during the 90s, you avoid all the bullshit that comes along with that. You get caught up in it because there's money in it. There's an easy way to make money. Been there, done that. Get caught up, go to jail, learn about yourself, come out, your ego takes over, start a business, get married, you're not happy, drinking too much, you stop drinking. My point is, this is my story in like 30 seconds.
Yep.
But everybody got a fucking story. And it almost always has the same component, which is that. Am I good enough? Am I enough? Am I supposed to be doing this? So what shifted in the year when you went from not believing in yourself after you initially did the lives, took a little chance, didn't catch the traction you expected, and then now you came back with more of a purpose. Like, all right, I'm not going to do this for the money, do this for the people, do this for the impact. And admittedly, you're showing love because you're going to somebody's salon, you're promoting their business, you're also spending the money to do it. Yeah, you're getting attention and views, but you're also showing love to someone else's business.
That's what I'm about. That's what I'm about.
And that's why it's going to succeed.
100%.
That's why it's going to succeed.
Yep.
And most people don't know that because they still got that chip on their shoulder. So what's the thing that gave you permission? What was the thing that said, you know what, I am enough to keep going? I got enough to say, you know what, fuck it. This money's better spent on production of an episode than it is going to the club. Yep. Or whatever. You know, what was the thing that changed for you?
Well, after the Candy and the South Puff Girl interview, as soon as I had stopped, because I was in my house and they were at my boy's Frank's store. As soon as that live ended, the demon was back. The fucking, like, it just woke up. And I called one of my boys, the DJ Ninito, because he's very good with talking on live, and he's very good with talking about real estate. And I said, yo, I need you next week. So I booked another interview. As soon as I finished with them, I booked another interview. He was in his car and the same thing, IG Live. But something said, nah, we gotta step up. Right. So my boy Julio, which has his own podcast as well, What's the Point podcast, I reached out to him. I said, yo, where you at? How you get that space? He connected me with the engineer. Shout out to Hector. I spoke to Hector. I said, yo, I got like 13, 14 episodes experience. He was like, fuck all that. I'll teach you. Let's go. So now I walk in his room and it's, something like this. Fucking cameras, the lights, the mic. My heart is racing because my guest is already on the way. My boy Pito did 32 years in jail. Now he's married. Now he's fucking positive. So the story was going to be promote this 80s fucking gangster, now fucking civilian, great job, married, 3 cars. So he made it as far as someone that came home. He's doing it. Now I'm in my own head. Oh, fuck, am I good enough? I never had a fucking mic in front of me. I never had a lights. What? I'm fucking shitting my pants. You can see the interview. If you can read people, you can see how fucking nervous I am in that interview.
I'm going back to
go back. I'll send it to you. You ain't got to do shit. I'll send it to you. That happened for the first 5 of studio. But to answer your original question, the drive came back. Mm. And this was not IG Live.
Right.
IG Live, you and your fucking chancletas.
Right.
There's really no effort. Right. It's go, it's play and stop. This is more of, yo, an appointment. Yo, Sean is on his way. Yo, heck, you ready? Yo, boom. Yo, I got to get the waters. I got to get fucking whatever. So now something's happening.
Right. There's motion.
And I fell in love with that feeling.
I got to speak to the fact that even if you didn't know what you were doing at the time, it was who, not how, right? Yo, this dude has a setup. What are you doing to get this shit like that?
So I will never, ever forget to shout out. Anytime someone asks me, and because that question comes up often, South Puff Girls, Hector, Julio. Right. Always shout them out.
Now, these were people that were already doing it at a higher level.
Yes.
And I don't know them.
Yes.
I just heard South Puff Girls, which is fucking sick, by the way.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. I know it's going to crush just off the name. But you recruited. You sought out advice. You sought out the people that challenged you, not because they threw down like, yo, I'm doing better than you. It was like, they're doing something I want to be doing. How can I get next to them so I can learn?
Yep.
And I think that's the mistake most people make in entrepreneurship, but also in life. Is like we think we could do that shit on our own. Or we think we could do that shit with people of equal footing. So what I'm saying is like asking advice of somebody in your heart of hearts, you know you shouldn't be asking advice from. You want relationship advice, you don't go to the dude who's all fucked up. Exactly. You want parenting advice, you don't go to the people that are all fucked up. Yeah. So you wanted podcast advice, you went to people that were a level above you. Mm-hmm. So again, I say it because I want to decode your journey because it's very familiar to all the things that happen in the world. So we kind of touched on this kid yesterday, Charlie Kirk, that I had never heard of before yesterday, because I'm not in that conservative news media algorithm, just quite frankly. But it goes to show you, right? What you consume, you get more of. If I would have clicked and viewed 2 of that guy's videos at some point, I would have been getting more of it. Yeah. It just never found its way to me because I don't feed into the politics of it. But the thing is, the message that guy was trying to put out was one of the Bible, of Christianity, which goes back to early times. So the way I look at religion or the Bible or any Bible religion around the world is it's kind of man's rules for living, the outline. And what you're experiencing now is almost like an awakening. It's, okay, I've gotten my basic needs met, even though you still seek out, security with the new job and everything, but your bills were paid, you have food on the table, you have obviously a better relationship with your daughter now. Yep. You're maturing as a human being, as a man, as a father. And now you're like, but what am I here for? You start to ask yourself the more meaningful questions.
Yes, sir.
It's not the car, it's not the this, it's not the that. It's, well, what the fuck am I here to do? And your first inclination was to go for the money. Yep. And that quickly filled you with, this ain't gonna work. And then you came back around when you got that spark. Yep. Because you took a chance, you had a great interview, and I think at the end of that, you didn't say it, but I think that you knew then, you were like, I can do this shit.
I can do this shit with nerves and all.
Yeah, but I mean, who the fuck wouldn't be nervous? Mike Tyson said that every time he walked into the ring, he was fucking scared. No. Mike Tyson.
Yeah, 100%.
So you're maturing. The show is starting to make some progress. You're doing the tweaks, shows moving forward. What are some of the, I guess, what are some of the cool things that you've experienced just interacting with some of the guests that you've been able to meet?
Bro, I got a chance to meet you, bro. And, you are, for me, like you said, where we come from, the drug dealer is the one that we look up to. You know what I'm saying? Right. The people with money and this and that. But the way you express money and the way you don't gloat, you don't brag. Meeting you was dope because, I even told my girl that day, I'm like, yo, this fucking guy is just normal. He's successful, but normal. And that's just one of the, perks of this journey is just meeting people. Right. And, Louis Omar, another one from the hood, making it happen. The Southpaw Girls, I just interviewed Major Galore, that we all been fandom over the last 10, 20 years because, no, not 20, sorry, babe. The last 10 years because, she
overdated you.
Yeah, sorry. I just interviewed Tuffy, another person I looked up to when I was a kid. Right. Grew up watching. So, just experience, the experience of being around these people because I take something away from it too. Right. It's not like, it's definitely about the guests and it's my show, but bro, you getting something out of it. Like, I don't know, when you interview somebody, of course there's some bullshit fucking guests that we get.
Every once in a while. We can't wait. You get a motherfucker, you can't wait for the clicker. You're like, all right, that was all we got.
When you see me promote 5 clips in the stories and you don't see them again, I didn't give a fuck about that person.
Right.
But,
you didn't learn anything.
I didn't learn shit.
There was no connection.
There was no connection.
If we're being polite.
Yeah, and
yeah, I've had guests like that.
72 episodes, I would say maybe 5. And that's a good number. I got guests that don't even want to fucking repost. Like, the fuck you come here for?
I've had that happen too.
You don't want to collaborate?
It's disappointing, like you share all the reels. And some people have a good reason and others just don't collaborate. They're building their own brand or whatever.
One guy told me he didn't like the way he was sitting down because his jacket was poking up.
Ay, qué lindo.
I said, what? I said, what the fuck you just said? He didn't like his posture.
Right. Well, listen.
Get the fuck out of here, nigga.
We all don't feel good enough, right? So maybe he didn't feel like he was portrayed good enough in that reel, that clip. And to your point, you know, I got goosebumps when you were talking about it. And thank you for the very kind compliment, by the way. But that's the purpose of my mission, is to make impact. And you know, I told you on your episode, you know, we spent some money to make these things happen. We're blessed enough. We don't have to go guerrilla. We would if we had to, but fuck it. You know, the higher quality is going to get great attention. But at the end of the day, it's the message that's going to get more of attention. So you're meeting these awesome people. It's a lot of the entertainment space, right? So I guess, I don't want to say I was a one-off, but you know, how do you find your guests? Is it organically through conversation? Because it seems to be like a lot of networking. It has to
be organic, bro. It has to be like, and I learned from the fucking jacket guy. You know, don't take all emails. Don't say yes to everybody, because then you're gonna get that. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, people ask me, "What is your podcast about?" And I say everything. You know what I'm saying? I just had, you know. I do people that came home from jail, because I want to promote to other people that are on parole. Don't go that way, bro. I'm telling you, you're going to be back inside.
Did you have my man Jay on?
Who's that?
Made Up North?
No, not yet. It's
a great fit.
Yeah, we
good
talking.
People too.
Yeah, so I want to focus on people that did time.
Right.
DJs. I love DJs. You know what I'm saying? I had a number of talented DJs. I'm in the works right now. You know, me and Camilo go back and forth. He's super busy.
Yeah, he's good people too.
I be trolling Funk Flex. I'm like, yo, he responds. So that's why I love Flex.
Get out of here. That's dope.
I'm like, yo, stop playing. He don't do no interviews.
I heard he just he's retiring, right?
No, that was bullshit.
Oh, it was?
He just changed.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, our cameraman saying he did one for him, so. Well, that's right, he did do a promo. That's right. All right, nigga, you better get me Funk Flex on the show. But we're going to talk about the community stuff that he does.
Yeah.
No entertainment shit. I could care less. I know he's from the Bronx.
Yeah, he's from the Bronx.
Where's he in Westchester now, right? Yeah. You see how raw this is? We're just talking to the cameraman.
That's
Fuck it.
But,
listen, you get to meet people.
Yeah, that's it. And it's all over the place.
You said something really, really cool, which was, it helps me too. A lot of the people that I've spoke to with podcasts, the shit is like a therapy session.
Both ways.
And it's a collective wisdom of human beings, right? Again, speaking to the fact that we try to go at it alone. We have this fucking crazy experience as human beings, right? You grow up in a family, but then you go off on your own. Mm-hmm. And whatever your family prepared you for, the people that raised you, you go out into the world on your own. And for some reason, a lot of us shift to, I got to do this all on my own. Because you're in the in-between part of your born family or your people that raised you. Now you finding who you really are through an elimination of things you're not. So teenage years, early 20s, doing all the crazy shit we was doing was a reflection of us trying different things and being like, I like this, I don't like this, I like this, I don't like this, or that shit's dangerous, even though it's cool.
I'm not a criminal. I'm not gonna go down that route.
I'm not a criminal. I just do occasional crime. I found
that out, and rest in peace to my good friend PJ that we grew up together. He was the one that mom was like, I don't want you with him. You know, we was in a situation one time, long time ago, so we could talk about it. And I had a gun on me, and the other guys had guns, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I'm supposed to use this thing,
right?
I was shitting my fucking pants, hoping that I didn't have to pull that gun out.
Right.
So I'm got his back while he's talking and trying to squash this block issue that we got. From that day on, I knew, nah, I'm not a street nigga.
Yeah.
I was 21 years old.
Okay.
And I just had my daughter.
Yeah, I'm from the streets, but I'm not a street nigga.
I knew right away.
And you know what? I think the good majority of people fall in that category. It's just that we don't have too many role models to look up to. Mm-hmm. So we glorify the motherfucker who is wearing the stuff or driving the car or flashing money or got the girls or whatever, or the loudest outfit if it's a female with the fattest ass or whatever. We just screaming for attention.
Yep.
And then you get yourself into shit and you're having that conversation like, yo, that's real.
And you know what's scary?
And I think most people fit under that. There's only very few people who are hardcore criminals. Very few.
But check this out. We know our friends that we grew up with that they would love to be in that situation and bust that gun. They want that.
Right. But it will be very few.
Very few. Yeah.
And it will be the motherfuckers that I guarantee, even though this is 30 years ago, their lives pretty much haven't amounted to shit.
Yeah, they're dead or in jail.
And I'm learning now as a parent and somebody who's very intentional about the way that I parent, because I chose to learn and surround myself with people with good families. So more than the wealth and chasing money, I'm chasing peace.
I love it. Man, me too. That's what
I'm learning that when you don't set those rules for kids, those are the ones that go off. And I'm thinking back to the 90s, how many houses didn't have fathers, didn't have male figures.
Mine didn't.
Didn't even have a mom. You know, it's not the worst case. Maybe mom was working and just didn't have the time. You kind of had to raise yourself. So the streets had an impact.
100%. You are describing my life.
Yeah, describing mine too.
Yeah.
And I think most people fall under that umbrella. So let's talk about Mom Dukes. Did you grow up with moms, stepdad, pops? How was your upbringing?
Moms was always there, bro. Always there. I was born in Puerto Rico. Dad cheated, me and my sister the same age. So that's, there you go.
Sister from another mom.
Exactly.
Right.
But she's, I love it. My sister Kathy, we love each other. We awesome. met at 15. And we've been close ever since. Like that shit don't got nothing to do with nothing.
She's out here in the city?
No, she's still in Puerto Rico. I would have been, if my dad was a real dad, I would have been a campesino, easy. The reason why I came to the Bronx because mom ran away from dad.
Right.
Once she found out,
right.
She ran to the Bronx to grandma. Grandma had an apartment, so we ran to grandma's.
Where'd you grow up here in the Bronx?
West Fallen Freeman.
Okay. And Mom Dukes, let's talk about mom because she shoots me an occasional text message. And it's all love and generosity and the stuff that she shares with me is pretty cool. And she also mentioned something that stuck with me. It was like, it was a compliment to me for the people that did the healing. And I think we're all on our own healing journey, right? And it sounds like to some extent you're on yours right now and it's never ending.
Yes.
But the reason I chose to parent intentionally is so that my kids have a earlier starting line than I did. Because we had to find shit out by trial and error.
Yep.
But if you got a good foundation, remember I said you start here, you go into no man's land, and then you find your tribe again through your own efforts. So your chosen family versus your blood family, who chances are you're going to spend significantly more time with, even though you got, your sister and your mom, great relationships, that just tends to be the time consumption.
Yeah, the black. That was the people that raised me on West Fallen Freeman. And back to your point, Mom's was great. Mom's was 9 to 5 all the time. She always took me to work. She always fucking told me, "Oh, this is my son. Is just saying hi to my boss." And I'm like, "Ma, I don't give a fuck about these people." But every job, she walked me around HR. She walked me around all her coworkers.
My baby.
She
still do that shit to you?
Fucking day she does that shit. So
it's my baby.
Yeah.
I'm 47. I got 2 kids.
Mom's was everything, bro. I'm still mama's boy. We still live in the same house. I still hold her down. Can't leave now. Like fuck. She's she got to hold on to walls sometimes to walk. So now I'm like, I got to stick to mom's. But we got the 2 families, so there's enough room for everybody.
That's what's up. And you know what? I realized that because I had to run down to Florida. My mom was having heart issues last week. And I had this revelation. I just walked out the back one day with my cup of coffee and I recorded this video and I don't plan to say anything. It just comes out the way it comes out. And I was like, you know what? I get to take care of my mom now. I get to.
You bringing her up north?
No, she's down there. She's doing all right. She has to get a pacemaker eventually. But it was more like, that's a lot of pressure, bro, to take care of a grown-up. Yep. But that's a lot of pressure to take care of a kid for somebody who doesn't know any better. So how it comes full circle is my point.
It's amazing.
It comes full circle. But now, one of the tools that I learned, and I'll pass this on to you and to the audience, is if there's something that you're not necessarily crazy about or that you're confused about or something that's hard, switch the word have to get. So I have to take care of my mother becomes I get to take care of my mother.
Yes, sir.
And just that inflection of language changes the way that you think about the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like, that caused me to be like, well, she wiped my ass for like 2.5, 3 years, 3.5, 4, depending on how long it took you to learn how to go to the toilet. Mm-hmm. She dealt with all your bullshit. She's sleepless nights you didn't come home, or you got yourself in trouble, or worrying about hanging out with those friends. For me, even more so, putting her through all that nonsense. Mm-hmm. And for you too, I'm sure. And that's wisdom, my brother. Yeah. And that only comes through living life. But then more importantly, I think why I appreciate what you're doing so much is because you're at a point in your life where you're now receiving information from people you may not have been inclined to or even had access to before.
100%.
And then you get to grow exponentially. And I love the fact that you're in the entertainment space because that's what hits with our people. Let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
You're going to do great numbers.
They want to see Major Galore.
We want to be, I don't even know the fuck that is.
You're going to find out.
I'm going to find out, right? So the point is, we need the entertainment to draw them in, and then you can give them the message. So you're doing a bit of both, and that's what I love about it. And you're just a regular cat. Like the same compliment you paid me, it's like, oh, this guy's doing well, but he's a regular dude. And you're a regular dude, and you're going to do well.
Yep.
So just remember to stay a regular dude.
I just feel that, and I want to leave the audience with a message as far as podcasting. Anyone who does interviews, if you engineer, host, whatever, there's a lane for everybody. You can't do what I do. There's no way, and I cannot do what you do.
Right.
And I told Lewis the same thing, and I tell other podcasts that I go to. This is whatever you're doing, and you can sleep at night, and you don't feel like a piece of shit because you're not being fake, and you're really being genuine. What I'm doing is what I'm doing because I want to put out. At one point I had 8 episodes in the clip. I put out 5 in fucking that week. Nobody does that. And Lewis, that's how I got Lewis's attention. He's like, "Yo, what the fuck was that?"
Right.
I'm like, "Who said you can't do that?"
I know, I fucking think about it. I could shoot more content, but it's like team can't keep up. So it's like you need a bigger team.
Well, in that situation, I did 2 on my phone and I did 2 in the studio, and I had 1 that I was holding on to. I said, "Fuck this!" I just flooded the streets with the fucking work. You know what I mean?
Well, listen, attention is the new work.
100%. So but that caught Lewis's attention.
Yeah, and then that leads to me and you.
And that leads to me and you. So my point is, don't do what I'm doing. Do what you're doing. Don't try to talk about what Lewis, Omar, what Big D talk about. Bro, you guys are in a position of ownership. You guys are in a position of equity and fucking, it's a different lane.
Right.
Everything's different here.
Right.
But what I'm doing, go back to what you like to call a guerrilla. I got the studio, but I'm supposed to call, yo, Frances, I need you. Yo, I'm filming something right now. Okay, I'll wait for you till next week. And what? Babe, grab the fucking bag.
Right. Let's go.
The fuck? I wait for what? You know what I'm saying?
Hunger,
we were just talking to your cameraman. If he had a fucking date today with a bad bitch, sorry, I can't do it today. So what the fuck are you gonna do?
Right.
You better find another one or get a fucking backpack.
Make it happen.
Make it fucking happen, bro.
By any means necessary.
By any means necessary. And I'm here because I fucking made it happen, baby. I'm on the Sean Martin show, bitch.
Yo, $20 microphones, iPhone, tripod, making it happen. Tell the audience a little bit more about the ABFive Podcast, how they can find you and what you're doing in the near future.
Live with ABFive. You can say ABFive. I'm not going to correct you. It's okay. On IG, ABFive_podcast, I believe, something like that. Bro, I'm just making it happen, bro. Like I said, I just dropped Toughies today, legendary video music box. IG music artist, Major Galore. She was on Love and Hip Hop,
okay.
Since you don't know what that is. And he didn't mean that. Don't worry about it.
I don't watch reality TV, so it was
I got another brother that did some time in jail, street dude. Now he has his own record label, Okay. So from moving forward, it will always be growth. It will always be positive. If I'm talking to a street cat, he used to be a street cat.
Yeah.
If I'm talking to a gangster that got 10 bodies, you know what? He used to. Now he's owning. So I'm never going to glorify
Right.
negativity. Never. I don't do bochinche. It's positive. You know, check me out. Go to my IG. You know, check out some episodes. You know, go to episode 1. If you having issues with your kids, address it.
Yeah. Don't
fucking hide. You know what I mean? Address it. Co-parenting is amazing. You know, and that's what I'm here for, bro. Just for positivity. And thank you for having me, bro. This was awesome.
Thank you for coming out. Thank you for doing what you do. Keep showing up and leading with love. You're gonna be highly successful. I know it. You're gonna impact a whole lot of lives here in the Bronx, here in New York City, and beyond. And I'm wishing you the best. Make sure you check out Abbie on the ABFive, ABFive. Live with ABFive, baby. It's like Diddy back in the day. No Diddy. It just had like 5 different nicknames, but just go check him out. It's highly entertaining, very, very real, and very, very genuine. So thank you again for coming on, my brother. I appreciate you. As always, thank you for tuning in, and let's get it.
Peace.